The key for a spiritual life is the right diet. That is not a big secret. However, even amongst those practicing spiritual life, the opinion how that should look differ. A general rule that has been established though is that the food we should take should be gained through ahimsa or non-violence. For if we live in a harmonious way with nature and animals, wonderful things will happen. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This is Ganga, and she's 14 years old. The last time she had a calf was 12 years ago, yet she gives us milk like this every day. She knows when we want to milk her, and instead of doing it the traditional way, Ganga decides to give us her milk without any effort. Ganga's daughter Bhumi, who is 12 years old, also gives us 7 to 8 liters milk a day, even though her last calf was born in 2013. Normally that wouldn't be possible, at least according to industrial farming logic, as a cow has to be made pregnant every single year to give milk. However, what they don't understand is that the cow will give milk voluntarily when she is happy and protected. Here our cows live together. We have 3 oxen and 2 cows. An important part of cow protection is to understand what is their nature. They are social animals and are very sensitive to the well-being of the herd. That's why they should not be separated from each other. Milk that comes from such cows is very rich, healthy and free from animal suffering. Of course, most of our milk does not come from such cow protection projects. Because of this fact, many choose to renounce dairy entirely, because it supports the same industry that kills animals. There might be many reasons someone chooses to follow a vegan diet. The major one being ethical origins. One wants not to be involved in factory farming and the destructive effects it has on our environment. Or simply doesn't want to be a part of that animal suffering. Other major concerns are that of health. More and more people in the world become lactose intolerant as a result of the incredible amount of antibiotics and other toxic food that they give to the cows. Not just toxic food, but also the way they are mistreated lead to a perversion of the milk's natural purity. Just like a human being loses his bodily and mental strength when he is abused, so the cow's milk loses gradually its potency when they do not get treated as they need. These 2 reasons, ethical and health, are the main factors that veganism gains more and more popularity. As a result of the increase of people interested in a more plant-based diet, the production of alternatives to dairy products is exploding. Be it soya milk, rice milk, oat milk, almond milk, or replacements for cheese, yogurt, butter, and even meat-like things like sausages and steaks. The flood of alternative products show us that even though we might pursue a meat and dairy-free diet, we nonetheless want to have the same experience in tasting them. That means we really want to eat the real thing, but it is conflicting with superior interests. So the question comes, is veganism the only alternative to have a non-violent diet? Well, first of all, I would like to raise the question whether or not the killing of plants is really non-violent. Hunting for vegetables might not seem very dramatic, but plants also show symptoms that they don't want to die. If animals are attacked, they will look agonized, scream in pain and struggle, so we can actually see that they are afraid of death. Meanwhile, whether you pluck a leaf or slice a trunk, a plant won't scream in pain or move away. Plants don't seem to mind being killed, at least as far as we can see. But that is where we are probably wrong. Plants' reactions to attacks are much harder for us to detect, yet still visible. Just like a chicken running around with its head cut off, the body of a corn plant torn from the soil or sliced into pieces struggles to save itself, just as vigorously, if much less obvious to the human eye and ear. When a plant is wounded, its body immediately kicks into protection mode. It releases chemicals which in some cases have been shown to induce neighboring plants to preemptively step up their own chemical defenses inside the plant. Repair systems are engaged and defense measures in the form of defending proteins are released. But not just reactions are seen when they are attacked, they even arm themselves with poisons and thorns in order to avoid being eaten. All this effort for an organism that doesn't care to live? Yet, that is the way of life. We have to commit violence in order to survive. The question is, how can we live and discover our spiritual self with causing the least amount of violence? That is what an intelligent human being would ask. When the cow eats grass, it doesn't kill the plant. It simply chops off the upper part so it can grow back later. In that sense, the cow already sustains herself without killing. Yet just by eating grass, she produces fatty and nourishing milk. As you might know, I am practicing a spiritual lifestyle inspired by Vedic teachings, and so are the members of my community. Many of my fellow practitioners are also aware of the importance of milk, yet refuse completely or are very reluctant to take milk that is not coming from protected cows. Although that is a very intelligent and noble viewpoint, simply renouncing milk does not solve the actual issue, the lack of cow protection. One danger we might face when we fully take to a vegan diet, we might start thinking the cow as such is unnecessary for us and neglect her. But there's a product of the cow that even the most staunch vegans benefit from greatly. Cow dung. Cow dung is the most natural, most potent fertilizer available to us. It can be used in so many creative ways to increase and maintain production of grains, vegetables and even fruit trees. We collect all the dung our cows produce and use them in various ways. The first and most important one being compost. First we take kitchen waste and then we mix it with cow dung and water. Then we mix it with straw. Then we add the most important ingredient.
More.
Yes, more cow dung. The end product is then put into these boxes. Over several months they then become fertile soil. In fact, the soil is so fertile, just look, this pumpkin is growing wildly all over the place. The soil is then used for all our gardens. Cow dung also produces heat. In these boxes we can therefore heat the greenhouse during the winter. As you can see, there are many creative ways to use cow dung. So whether vegan or not, or even eating meat, everyone profits from cow protection. Veganism and cow protection are not mutually exclusive. Actually, quite the opposite. Many become vegans because milk from protected cows is not available. So we are facing a big issue. On the one side, milk is an important food, especially for spiritual life. But if it doesn't come from protected sources, is it even spiritual to begin with? There is only one satisfying answer. We need more cow protection. We need more cow protection. No matter how you stand personally on the subject and whether or not you are following a vegan diet. The cow is sacred, just as our mother is sacred. Because the cow is giving us her milk like a mother. And the bull helps us with agriculture and therefore maintain us just like a father. Thus, in the Vedas, the cows are compared to our own parents. I did not make this video to discuss who is better, vegans or non-vegans, and who has the better arguments. The hope for making this video is to invoke awareness that we urgently need more cow protection, and also to show you how much we can get in return for living with them in harmony. They require a lot of work and care, true, but when serving them, they share all their good qualities and products with us. Not because we exploit or force them, but as a natural reciprocation of their love. I want to be more active in that field myself, so I started to gather knowledge about it, and I hope I can share more of that with you in the future. If there's no water available, we will immediately take arrangements to get it, because it is essential for life. If you would think the same about cow protection, we would have much more facilities. If you want to see more of this type of content, you can let me know in the comment section. You can also share your ideas, inspirations or questions. Of course, you are also free to come to Raladesh in Belgium and see our cow sanctuary firsthand. Spend some time with the cows and get to love them. Once you get to know them, they're actually not so different from the cats and dogs we love so much. If you liked the video, you can give a thumbs up and consider a subscription to my channel, and I hope to see you next time.